Hello, I'm doing this on Zoom because that's the way that we communicate these days. I wanted to show you my setup for a 3-camera Zoom meeting process so that if you found that this could be helpful, you might be able to set this up for yourself. I use 3 webcams in a classroom kind of a situation so that I've got enough room here to have studio lighting as well as different webcams in different situations. The first webcam we're looking at is one that's mounted on top of my monitor that's looking straight at me. It's the talking head view. It's the view that you want to set up to have a really high quality, high touch teaching experience for your students. In design, in videography, we like to break the screen into like thirds. There's the rule of thirds in design. And so if there are thirds from the bottom, middle, and top third, and there are thirds from the right third, the middle third, and the left third, you've got like 9 segments of the screen to place the viewers or the head of the person. And so I'm in the upper register, I'm in the upper third with my head, my torso is in the lower 2/3, and then that can work for you in terms of being slightly off center or whatever. It's nice to be a bit off center with the head because that gives the most pleasing view and framing of the speaker for the audience. So that's that. And then I've got other cameras that I'm able to use too. And so we're switching cameras now. Now I'm looking at a camera that is looking straight down from above my head at my workspace. And with an overhead camera, with a bird's eye camera, I'm able to have a workspace here that I can do demonstrations on, and I can go over documents with students if I want to, or I can do drawings and those kinds of demonstrations hands-on that I need to do from an overhead view of the camera. So I'm going to take this camera down for just a minute to show you my setup here, which is really important. There is the webcam that is on top of my my monitor. It's a webcam that's not a built-in webcam to the computer screen. These are about $50 webcams available, through Amazon or any place else, but they have a built-in microphone and they have a USB plug-in for them. So that is the webcam that you're viewing me when I'm doing my talking head mode of presentation. Down here is the crux of this whole thing. This is a USB hub, and I've got my 3 webcams plugged into these 3 USB ports on the side of it. These have switches on them. All 3 switches for these 3 circuits are activated, and then it's one output that goes into the back of the computer. So that gives me the ability to switch between cameras live in Zoom. And so right now I'm over on the video. You can see my cursor on the video thing, and actually it's a little up arrow next to the video camera icon in Zoom. I'm going to open that up, and you can see that now I have 3 live webcams right here that I can choose from. There they are, right there on the screen. And so I'm on the second one. I'm going to go back to the first one, to the talking head one. And that gives me the ability to switch live between different cameras and different camera angles in the classroom. So the students can either see the talking head version for presentation, or they can see the bird's eye view for presentation if I'm doing a drawing or presentation like that. I'm going to take this webcam and reattach it over my head on a small wooden framework that I've made. Here is one of the uprights for the wooden framework, so that I have a bird's eye cam. For one more angle, I have this webcam that is on a tripod, and so that I can have a third camera view, third camera angle if I need it. For doing sculpture or doing other kinds of things, I can have a third camera. When I'm doing a demonstration of a drawing, like I'm going to set up a still life and then draw a still life for the students to show them how to see, I can put this camera right behind my ear so that, and it's up at my eye level so that the students are looking right over my shoulder and they can see my pad of paper in front of me where I am drawing my drawing, and beyond the pad of paper, they can see the still life in the distance. The still life and the pad are sized so that they're exactly the same size, so that the image that they see in the still life is exactly the same size and angle of observation as the image that they're seeing on the pad of paper when I'm doing the drawing, so that they're the way that they can see everything is at exactly the same eye angle and eye height as the artist's eyes. And I'm finding it to be a wonderful teaching tool for teaching skills and processes that have to be seen, from a particular point of view. So that a third camera comes in very handy for those kinds of things. I showed you the USB hub, which is pretty much the brains of this operation, and I showed you how it works with Zoom, toggling back and forth between cameras in the video switch on the bottom of the Zoom tools. Next time I may just go ahead and set up a still life so that you can see what that's like with a camera set up behind my ear at eye level, so that I can demonstrate a point of view kind of a process. So thank you for watching this. That kind of gets you started with the concept of using 3 cameras, a main view presentation camera, an overhead presentation camera, and a third angle camera to try to just jazz up your presentations a little bit, especially if you're doing demonstrations. You can use the third camera for standing at the whiteboard if you're doing mathematics and equations on the whiteboard, for instance, if you like to stand and do that kind of presentation stuff. It gives you more options besides just share screen for being able to present information in the way that you present. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.